And welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. I want to be able to start saying on our journey to 1 million subscribers. So hit subscribe, comment. Please keep the comments coming. Share it with family and friends because the stupidity that we're watching, it's not ending. Meanwhile, on Saturday, 2 unauthorized immigrants shot and an off-duty CBP officer in New York City. And Trump and pundits, of course, have used the situation as proof that they need to continue their mass deportation efforts. Now, I want to be crystal clear. I too believe that we should be deporting criminals from our country, especially those that don't belong here. But that's not what's happening all the time. And yesterday, Kristi Noem held a press conference because that's what they do. It's either they go on Truth Social, they go on X, or they hold a press conference where she discussed the event on Saturday. And so a reporter then asks her if she is undercutting her own argument that they are targeting criminals when they arrest people outside the court. Play the clip.
Yes, sir.
Terry, on targeting violent people, Mr. Homan just said we're going to flood the community, and if there are people in the country illegally not accused of crimes, we'll pick them up too. We've seen outside immigration court here in New York City, people still with pending green card claims, pending asylum claims are grabbed right outside of court. So my question is this: I understand you say you're targeting mostly violent people. Are you not undercutting your own argument when you arrest those other?
Absolutely not. What we're doing is we're targeting those individuals that are perpetuators of crimes in this country, those who have final removal orders, those who have undergone due process and are needing to be removed from this country. We will do that. The biggest problem we have here in this city is that they don't honor our detainers, is that they're releasing people out of the court system, out of jails, and we have detainers against them, and local law enforcement isn't cooperating with us to honor those so that we can get these individuals off the streets.
Yeah, that's actually not true. Some of these people are hardworking people that are there waiting to try to get green card status. As they step out, all of a sudden, boom, sir, face the wall, put your hands behind your back. Meanwhile, I want to show you a video from TikTok where a creator summed up the irony perfectly. Play the clip.
If you're using undocumented people's tax records to find them and kidnap them, then it was never about them not paying taxes. And if you're showing up at their place of employment, then it was never about them not working. If you're showing up at courthouses, it was never about getting them to do it the right way. If you're kidnapping women and children, it was never about criminals. If you're not giving them due process, it was never about the Constitution. And if you're spending billions of dollars to do it, it was never about the economy. And if you're doing all of this in the name of a 34-time convicted felon, then it was never about following the law.
I don't want to say much, but kids definitely drinking too much coffee. Meanwhile, Tom Homan was also at the presser where he responded to reports that many of the people in ICE custody are actually not criminals. No, seriously, this is Tom Homan. Play the clip.
Then I read another story about how most people in ICE detention aren't criminals. Now the story is, how bad of a criminal they have to be. I saw a story the other day. Only 1% of the illegal aliens removed were murderers. Are you kidding me? Being in the country illegally is not illegal anymore? You got to commit a murder to be deported? If you look at ICE detention, I'll say it again, look at detention, who's in detention. I look at the numbers this morning. A majority are criminals, have criminal history. Who are the rest? Final order cases, who are judge ordered removed. The others are expedited removal. By federal statute, demands they be detained. So for the media out there, let's try telling the truth about the men and women of ICE and the men and women of the Border Patrol. I wore that uniform. I was an ICE agent.
Yeah, and he also is freaking nuts because that's not what the policy says. You know, there are many people who come to this country, and while they do come in illegally, they'll overstay a visa or something. They're hardworking people. They're paying taxes, just like that TikTok creator was saying. Now, all of a sudden, you're using their tax returns within which to find them. By the way, it's a misdemeanor to overstay. Certainly not deserving of the treatment that they're getting. He also said that some detainees may not have criminal convictions, but are national security threats nonetheless. I don't get that. Play the clip.
Who are the rest of the people? National security threats. Under Secretary Noem's leadership, they've arrested several hundred Iranian nationals. National security threat. They may not have a criminal conviction, but they need to be detained. They need to be arrested and taken off the streets of this country.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Maybe you should actually tell us what they are convicted of other than being from a foreign country. I mean, I personally would like to know. You make the bold statement that they are national security threats. I'd like to know what their national security threat actually is. Meanwhile, after the presser, Trump posted this on Truth Social. Let me show you what he said. In it, he says, one of the great success stories in the history of borders, and I'm including borders from anywhere in the world. Congratulations to Kristi Noem, Tom Homan, Rodney Scott, Pam Bondi, and Pete Hegseth, but a special congratulations to Border Patrol and ICE. These are all absolutely amazing people. Well, it's good to know that Donald Trump wants to thank our law enforcement, ICE, CBP, and others for such a wonderful job. Wonderful job dealing with a policy that's not even really a policy, that doesn't even exist. How about maybe spending some time and rewriting the immigration policy of America so that at least people know when they're going to get detained, why they're being detained? Now, this morning, Homan, of course, we went on MSNBC, and he spoke about ICE officers and the wearing of their masks. Play the clip.
The masks, I think, are important. How do we get rid of the mask? Stop the hateful rhetoric. Assaults on ICE officers are up over 800%. Right. I specifically mean members of Congress. If members of Congress can compare ICE to the Nazis, that gives some of those people on the far left that know that the out of control people, it emboldens them to take action. I'm just asking to let's stop the hateful rhetoric. And if you question what ICE does, then let's go to Congress and talk about the immigration law and what changes are needed. But again, they're simply enforcing the law that they're required to enforce and uphold the oath they took to enforce those laws.
Yeah. By the way, there should be no physical harm coming to any ICE officer, any officer, all right? To anybody, by the way. If they're doing their job, they should be doing the job. The only problem is, again, nobody knows what the job is even predicated on. Yesterday, reporting came out from The Guardian about the conditions in Miami's ICE facilities. And I really think that it's important that we draw some attention to it because it is despicable. Let me show you what The Guardian says. In it, it starts by saying, migrants at ICE jail in Miami made to kneel to eat like dogs, the report is alleging. Incident in which migrants were shackled with hands tied, one of succession of alleged abuses at these jails in Florida. It further goes on to say migrants at a Miami immigration jail were shackled with their hands tied behind their backs and made to kneel to eat food from styrofoam plates like dogs, according to a report published on Monday into conditions at 3 overcrowded South Florida facilities. The incident at the downtown Federal Detention Center is one of a succession of alleged abuses at jails operated by Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, ICE, in the state since January, chronicled by the advocacy groups Human Rights Watch, Americans for Immigrant Justice, and Sanctuary of the South from interviews and detainees. Dozens of men had been packed into a holding cell for hours, the report said, and denied lunch until about 7 p.m. They remained shackled with the food on chairs in front of them. Finally, degrading treatment by guards is commonplace in all 3 jails, the groups say. At the Chrome North Service Processing Center in West Miami, female detainees were made to use toilets in full view of men being held there and were denied access to gender-appropriate care, showers, or adequate food. The jail was so far beyond capacity, some transferring detainees reported that they were held for more than 24 hours in a bus in the parking lot. Men and women were confined together and unshackled only when they needed to use the single toilet, which quickly became clogged. Now look, I understand this. I understand this better than most, because when I was taken to Otisville, let me be clear, there are women guards, and there's nothing on the windows when you're using the toilet. In fact, there were women guards when we were, using our single showers as well. And on top of that, when it came to food, when I was brought back for the unconstitutional remand, they didn't feed me for almost 3 straight days. So yeah, I get it. And it is all about torture. It's all about mental control over the individual, completely unnecessary and most probably illegal. Now, I want to show you a few clips of dear old Stephen Miller. He was on Fox, and only Fox would accept this shit, rambling about how he can tell someone's legal status simply from a photo. Yeah. Racial profiling much? Play the clip.
If you look at photos of the Empire State Building being constructed, in record time, by the way, what you don't see there are any illegal aliens. You look at the photos of us landing a man on the moon, you look at the NASA control room, you don't see any photos of illegal aliens. Americans built this country, Americans sustained this country, Americans have powered this country for 2.5 centuries. Nobody voted.
By the way, not only is he an idiot, he's completely wrong. First of all, who do you think built the Empire State Building? It's immigrants. It's all immigrant labor. Oh, by the way, you know who also built the White House? Slave labor. Meanwhile, Miller also tried to claim that Democrats hate America. Right back to that theme. Play the clip.
Well, their policies are evil. They are intentional. They are malicious. They hate this country, and they want our people to suffer, and they have turned migration into a weapon.
There's something so mentally wrong with him. And finally, I want to come full circle, and I want to end on a clip of Adam Mockler explaining how Stephen Miller's quota is making immigrants not want to even follow proper procedures. It does exactly the reverse. Play the clip.
I want to respond to Angie saying this gives a path. What this does is disincentivize people from going to the courthouse and following the proper procedures. And part of the reason they're being so aggressive is because of this arbitrary quota set by Stephen Miller, 3,000 a day, meaning people who are going to courthouses, being detained, being deported. Again, workers, people who are contributing to this country. So do you think it's okay when somebody who is following the proper processes is then kind of like hoodwinked?
Not if they came in here illegally in the first place, right?
It's not.
Why didn't they
They
deploy?
came through asylum process.
But that's the thing. That's the thing.
Well,
they're
that's
criminalizing asylum. That's what's happened, right?
Yes.
Trump is criminalized.
Oh, no.
Yes, actually.
Yes is right. It's funny. Right before Adam, I was on the same program. And it's amazing to listen to the distinction. Yeah, they're criminalizing it when they say, yeah, Trump is going, oh, no, not him. I get it. I get it. I understand her. I understand what she's trying to do. She's part of the Miami, Florida Republican Party. She's looking for some form of a promotion. It's not what it's supposed to be about. This country relied upon immigrants to make it what it is today. And that is the greatest country in this world's history. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. We're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.